I don't care. You've been making out with Melania Trump all night. If you up smoke me out with that thing shit, this is Black and Black Times Infinity coming to you live direct from the stack, while others are coming from the Vista. This is your boy Blue. On my far left, makes it up on the ones and twos. We got Kronos.
I dislike that intro. I'm just saying, talking about making out Melania. That's gross.
Well, I meant to say Elania,
Oh,
not Melania. Elania.
Elania.
Yeah,
That's even grosser.
yeah, it's
But
a lot
yeah.
grosser. On my
What?
far right, it's old ninja in the world, old ninja.
Um, this is what you asked for, but heavy is the crown.
Yeah, it's a lot of fallout
Ooh.
from already with cabinet picks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's this election stuff. It's not gonna get real until like January next year. But
Seven.
Yep, January 6th.
yeah, but we're already seeing like the lunacy of cabinet picks of just these idiots that I'm sure will get fired within like the next couple of like months of them
Yeah.
being in office, and then they'll talk about I hire the best people, and just okay, sure,
Hmm.
we're just gonna go through all these lies again. So yeah,
So for my intro, I meant to say Elania Trump because if you didn't know, Stephen King is actually pretty funny on Twitter, and one of his posts recently said, "Everybody say hello to your new vice or madam president or what is it? First, the
yeah,
first lady. Yeah, he said the first lady, Elani, e, Elon, Elania Trump, and he had a picture
Okay.
of Elon Trump or Elon, Elon Trump, Elon dressed up as a woman. It was pretty fucking funny.
they yeah,
He
Uh,
he's
he really does not like Trump. Like if you go on his Twitter right now,
yeah.
he's just like every other post is him bashing Trump, and it's great. I didn't think he was that funny. I thought he was the master of murder and scare all that stuff, but no,
He's
he's got a
murdering
little
them.
funny side.
He's killing them jokes.
Yeah.
that's funny.
uh, yeah. At first in the chat would be apparently Papa Bear twice because I don't. I guess you just signed in with both of his accounts. And listener of the
Mm.
week would be Zor once again, Steve. So thank you very much for watching or listening. Or both. I don't know. How does this work?
Listen,
Steve,
Mm.
Zor.
is
All
he in
right.
Oh,
the chat right now?
He is not.
Oh,
It's just Papa Bear twice, which I got to see, which I can talk about. Do we have any RIPS?
yeah, we have a few.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna start with the one that I missed because I was late last week when we didn't cover. Where is it? We will pour out some old English for Quincy Jones. Quincy
oh yeah.
Jones, very, I guess, historic or prolific or any word that describes honor in your field, he was at. So, he was an award-winning producer who had a career that spanned 75 years. He's won 20 Grammys, a Primetime Emmy, a Tony Award, as well as 7 Academy Award nominations and 4 Golden Globe nominations. He's the one that most famously produced Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. He produced all 3 albums. He also produced music for Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, Sarah Vaughan, and a host of other groups and artists across multiple genres. Um, he is named as one of the most influential jazz musicians of the 20th century by Time magazine. Um, incidentally, he escaped the Manson killing due to the fact that he missed a dinner date with Sharon Tate the night she was killed. Uh, the swing arrangement for Frank Sinatra's "Fly Me to the Moon" was by Quincy Jones. Actually, it was one the swing arrangement. There's actually a jazz arrangement which he did not do. Uh, the song "Fly Me to the Moon" was reportedly by request of Buzz to the Moon. Uh, he would uh, he would work with Sinatra off and on for 3 decades. He produced 50 films over his lifetime, including "In the Heat of the Night" and "The Color Purple." In the 90s, you guys might remember Quincy Jones Entertainment logo during the credits of a popular TV show, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He also produced Mad TV. That's just a drop in the bucket for all his work. I'm not going to solve him. He shares the same birthday with Michael Caine, the English actor, and he even scored the film The Italian Job, which helped garner Gaines international fame. Him and Michael Caine are actually friends. Just on the album's Thriller and Off the Wall, there are essays and essays about Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones' work on the album, from the highs to the lows. He works with other artists as well, who would take the rest of. He works with other artists, which would take the rest of the podcast to go over because he has decades of work. But from his personal life, he had married 5 times and he had 7 children, including Rashida Jones, who is his oldest. Or no, she's not even his oldest daughter. She's 48 this year. According to the New York Times interview, he briefly dated Ivanka Trump. He died at the age of, was it 91?
Wait, so he's the Eskimo brother of Donald Trump? Are you serious?
Oh yeah,
All right.
yes sir.
So it's funny. I always thought that that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a kind of I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Like a play on Quincy Jones' life. Like he was like Will Smith is him, like growing up, but actually it's not him. It's a guy named Benny Medina. The show is based off of his life, where he was a black kid from East LA and or he befriended a rich white kid, and they lived in Beverly Hills. So they kind of have. So that's where Fresh Prince of Bel-Air comes from. It's from a guy named Benny Medina, who's one of the. I think he was one of the producers on the show too, with Quincy Jones.
I'm not surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if a little bit of Will Smith's life was influencing the show as well, and had a lot of influence. That's why it lasts multiple seasons. But Quincy Jones was 91 when he passed. That's in 93. It's 91. So next up we have Tony Todd. He's a prolific actor who's probably most famous for his role in the classic horror film series Candyman, where he played the title character. He also starred in Final Destination, the remake to Night of the Living Dead, The Crow, and The Rock, just to name a few. On television, he appeared in shows such as Star Trek: The Next Generation as Commander Kern, the brother of Worf. He would reprise the role on Deep Space Nine as well as Star Trek Online. He appeared also in Star Trek Voyager. He also appeared on Deep Space Nine again as the older version of Jake Sisko, the son of Benjamin Sisko. He is in the MTV TV series Scream. He also did extensive voice work, playing characters such as the Fallen for Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Darkseid for the DCAU, which is the DC animated universe, the voice of Zoom for the Flash, and a ton of others. Most recently, he can be heard as the voice of Venom for Spider-Man 2, the video game, which came out. Actually, I almost had the chance of meeting him when WonderCon was the last year in San Francisco. That was the night before he appeared on 24, the TV show. I had my chance to meet him, and the line was too long, and I messed up because I took 2 steps, and literally the line formed right behind me as I walked away. So he passed away at the age of 69. So
I actually got to see him last year at Comic-Con. Was it last year?
damn, yeah.
No, or was it this year? Or last year? I think it was this year.
No,
Shit.
we didn't go this year. I thought we
Okay, it
didn't
was
go
last
this
year.
year.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was last year. So
Was it last year?
year he was on the panel for Spider-Man 2 as Venom. And that's when they showed like the
Cool.
whole Venom console and all that stuff. He just seemed like a really cool guy. So yeah,
That's what they say. I think that's why people love working with him, because even though he's usually in a lot of horror movies, so he might be a little scary. And like I've seen the man in person. He's extremely fucking tall, like real tall. He's at least 6'5" or taller. Like, he's
I don't
fucking
think
huge.
he's 6'5", but he's taller than
He's
most
pretty
people.
fucking tall. Yeah, he is taller than most people, which I would gather 6'5" or taller. But
Taller than most people is. Oh shit, he is 6'5". All right, I guess I'm very
yeah,
wrong here.
boom.
That's very tall. Yeah, like
He seems
that's what I
tall.
said.
once you're over like
He's fucking tall.
once you're over 6 feet, you're tall. Like if you're like 6'5", that's very tall. So
So this is the thing. When I saw him at WonderCon, this was like 2011 or something. He was taller than his security escort. That's how tall he was. I was like, what the fuck? So
That's like with was it Jason Momoa he had like his security detail. Like,
Mm,
he was taller than them. There's a picture of
yeah.
him like walking with security, and he looks bigger than they were. I think it was
So
Jason Momoa.
I've seen Jason Momoa. I actually met Jason Momoa. Was it last year? I think it was last year. I bought his. He was selling when he was selling his vodka. So yeah, that was last spring. And so he's like 6'1". Like yeah, he's tall, but he's not Tony Todd tall. Like he's not a basketball player tall. I mean, he is tall. He's like at least 6'1". But he was cool though. He's a cool dude. And I bought
Yeah,
his vodka.
there's a picture of him walking with a security detail, and the security like goes to his shoulders.
Oh yeah. I mean, still, but
Like
yeah.
he looks like the big boss from an anime.
Yeah, he's actually not that tall compared to Tony Todd. I'm pretty sure Tony Todd's taller than him. Actually, he is taller than him. But yeah, I couldn't list all of
Actually,
Tony
no,
Todd's work
Jason-
because his work,
He's
like I'm scrolling through, it's like 4 pages long.
Jason Momoa is 6'4". He's only an inch shorter.
What? He doesn't seem like it, but still. Oh, oh wow! So Tony Todd will be in the next Final Destination, which is out next year. It will release after his death. He replays the role of William Bloodworth.
The
So
mortician,
Final
right?
Destination,
Is that the mortician?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Final Destination Bloodlines is out next year, so he'll be in that. That's gonna be crazy. He has a ridiculous amount of work. That's ridiculous.
Did they bring him back in the Candyman remake?
Yes,
That was
they
on
did.
Prime?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
So I saw
I actually
it.
thought that was pretty
It's,
decent.
I saw it. It's like it's a definite like franchise turn because they turn him from like a horror figure to like an urban hero.
Yeah,
So,
he basically
Like he was
He's
like,
like
all these
Bloody
centuries, and the fact that Candyman passes between other men that were wrong when they were trying to do something or love somebody they shouldn't, and so the Candyman mantle passes from. What's up? Because if you remember the Candyman lore, he fell in love with he was
White
a
woman.
slave, and he fell in love with a white woman, and they cut off his hand and replaced it with a hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Damn, I was looking up because I was thinking about like average height of a man in America because I was like, you're talking about how he was tall, but he's very tall, 6'5".
Mhm.
Average
Mhm.
height for a man, according to the CDC, is like 5'7.75" or something like that. That's like right around 5'8". So
Yeah.
yeah, somebody's over 6 feet, they're tall. If you're like 6'5", that's very tall. And I saw
Yeah,
like the average weight of a man in America is
Mm.
199.8 pounds at 5'7",
damn,
5'8".
that's big.
That's kind of big.
Big.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's me.
And-
That's me.
and-
You just described me.
hold on, and the average waist circumference is 40.5 inches. What the fuck?
40. Well, I'm not. My waist isn't that big. That's for sure.
Well, this is America we're talking about. So
Yeah, it's
True.
America. Yeah. Like somebody
I mean,
called
I
me
can still.
somebody called me skinny, and I was like, "What are you talking? I'm not fucking skinny, but I guess I am for an American guy." So yeah.
That's wild shit. So those are RIPS for. So Tony
Wait,
Todd
actually-
was literally a couple days ago. Quincy Jones was last week. Unfortunately, he was
You
last
actually
Tuesday.
forgot. You've got one person.
Who would I miss?
His name is Edward Edwards, and he is probably one of the most iconic voice of our childhood, or I guess of our teenagehood. He's the voice of You Got Mail.
Oh,
That for
yeah.
the longest time I always thought it was computerized, but no, it was
Oh,
actual
man.
human being that was doing that voice. He did that and a couple of other things.
Sorry, you have to say what that's
very
from,
well.
because people that are not from last century
Oh,
might not
sorry,
know what
yeah.
that's from.
So it's from AOL, also known as America Online, also known as people's gateway into the internet, basically
Yeah.
back in the 90s. So he said, "Welcome, you got mail, you got pictures, you got voicemail. Files done. Goodbye." So those are just some of the iconic things that he did. He actually did a couple of voice episodes on The Simpsons, Little Big Mama, and he had appeared in the film You Got Mail with Tom Hanks and what's her name? It was Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. So he passed away at the age of 64.
I have to say, this is like growing up in that era, and I used to have AOL, but that actually wasn't like one of the first that was like the first big one was AOL because what they did was
Yeah.
they sent out literal CDs to like fucking everybody, and that's how
Like
people
crack.
got. Yeah, like if you had a modem, you get that CD and hop online. And I remember the first time I heard You've Got Mail, it was so fucking special. Of like somebody sending something to me, and it was back then. It was like somebody that you probably knew. It wasn't like spam. And like nowadays, like if you go to like my inbox, like I've got probably like 10,000 unopened emails because it's just they've cheapened the experience. Thanks advertisers. Because but back in the day, it was like it was special when somebody sent mail pictures, anything, to you directly, and yeah, it just sucks. It's kind of like back in the day how like just regular mail you would get mail from people, not from a bunch of spam bullshit like you get in the mail now. Also, pro tip: if the way you can normally tell if you're getting bullshit mail is if you look at the actual letter. If it says standard pre-sort, there's a 99% chance that it's fucking junk mail. So you can go back and listen to Balance Exchange, the one we did about the mail system. So yeah, you can actually you can take steps to actually have drastically less junk mail. So yeah.
Yeah, I get so much junk mail. Another cool thing you can do with your email, if you like sign up for a subscription for something with Gmail, if you put like, so let's say your Gmail account name is bob123@gmail.com. If you do bob123 plus and any word after that, like say like you sign up for a subscription at Sears or something like that, or some kind of stuff on there. So you put bob123 plus Sears@gmail.com. And the email will still come to your regular Gmail account, but on the email address, it will say plus Sears. So if you see like advertisements coming from like somewhere else and it says that plus Sears on there, that lets you know that Sears sold you information, basically.
Damn.
And it works. I've done it. I inside my inbox, I have like folders where it sorts out the pluses into different folders and stuff. So it's a legit thing.
All right, gentlemen, where would you like to go first?
Oh man.
That was a very long pause. What the fuck is happening here? This is supposed to be a seamless experience for our audience.
Well, let's go into Dandadan because I just watched last week's episode. I know tomorrow is Dandadan Thursday, but yo, this episode was crazy. So if you're not caught up on the series, wait, is Oninja muted? I thought I saw his mic. Yeah, we can't hear you, Oninja, unless your microphone's muted.
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
so yeah, for the episode of Dandadan, we learned that or the last episode we learned that I can't never remember his character's name, but the guy that Turbo Granny still has his balls. He basically was at a urinal, was going to go pee, and he learns that he doesn't have his balls. I guess he still have his dick, but he doesn't have his balls. And this is the reason why the old lady was like, "Let me see your dick," which I thought was super fucking funny because I thought she was just being a perv, but no, she wanted to make sure he had his beans and his franks, to quote something about Mary. But yeah, so Turbo Granny stole his balls and she turned them into gold, basically, just threw them out into the world. And yeah, some girl finds him. She's like playing with his balls, and for some reason the balls give her spiritual powers, so she can see like ghosts and stuff like that. But it's fucking funny because like Turbo Granny showed like they trapped Turbo Granny inside of one of those lucky cat thingies, and like Turbo Granny goes with the guy to school, and she's just nobody's noticing this cat walking around. Actually, there's an issue I had with this episode. It was kind of a continuity issue.
Oops.
But Turbo Granny earlier, she says that I haven't been to a school in like thousands or hundreds of years, and like I'm just gonna walk around and see how this all works or whatever. But then like later on,
hold on, she's also in a lucky cat body, by the way. So just to be
Yeah.
clear, she's not like as an actual Turbo Granny. She's like a little
Yeah,
lucky
she-
cat thing.
Fuck.
yeah, she's not Turbo Granny. She's trapped in a kind of like how they did in Ichigo, how like they had that little teddy bear guy where it has like its own spirit or whatever in it. Anyways, so yeah, Turbo Granny talks about how she's never been. It's been like a long time since she's been to a high school. Yet later on in the episode, she knows how to use a cell phone. Like she's sitting there literally like Googling this spiritual monster that they're fighting, and she's able to like find out the name of it. But yet she knows how to use technology, but she's never been like outside of her cave in like hundreds of years.
So no, that's actually not against continuity because they talk about that in the very second episode. about how ghosts can actually use technology to go through it. Remember how she transported herself through the cell phone in like
That's
the
right. That's
second or
right.
third episode? So yeah, and she's also, I think people already forgot Toba Granny, like her actual sad backstory. She protects the innocent girls that have gotten like killed in that region. She gets them over to like some sort of heaven.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why like in the end of abused and murdered girls. So like when she is when the crab comes and they end up crossing the regions when on that train, then all of a sudden it poofs away and there's like a bunch of like schoolgirls that like kind of ascend to the heavens. Those are the girls that she protected. So yeah, they're all based on
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
real. It's all based on like real lore. So like the sumo guy was based on like an American lore thing, and Tobogani's on Japanese lore, and so is the silky haired chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was in this episode. I guess she kind of gave me that kind of that Bloody Mary vibe, you know, the whole like looking for her daughter and stuff like that, and she like basically swallowing people. But yeah, overall, I thought the episode was really funny, and like I felt like it was too short. Like it just kind of ended too soon. Like with I don't think it was finished right. Like did they defeat the silk? Was it the Silk Woman or whatever?
So no, they're gonna hopefully defeat her in the next episode. Remember, she
Okay,
threw
that's
them
what I'm
all.
thinking.
She threw them all up at the end of the episode, and then
Yeah.
I think that's where it kind of stopped. So I had to figure out how to like beat her in this coming episode. All right, Orange, can we hear you?
Oh, I can hear you. Can you
There we
hear
go.
me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My headset disconnected randomly. All right. So, y'all talking about Dandadan, but we're the week after a major election here in the States. We're talking about Dandadan.
Dandadan's more important.
Yeah, it is.
Dandadan is
What year?
life.
Terrible. That's terrible.
I mean, listen,
Okay.
yeah, the election stuff is. Well, we can talk about it again. Obviously, I have no problem talking about the election stuff, but it's a bummer. So like for a whole lot of reasons that we talked about like last week, and last week we had a really fun and engaging conversation in the chat.
Long.
Yeah, it was long, and this past week it still continued to disappoint me with the way that the Democratic Party has been treating, uh, black men and Latino men about this, like blaming it all on us, as if black men are definitely not to blame here. So
No.
Latino men, sort of, if you want to, like try to place the blame on some of them, but it's not all of them. Still, more than half of them voted for Kamala Harris. But to put the blame on us is just it's ridiculous, and you're gonna lose more people that are gonna vote for Democrats. I think that's one of the main reasons why they kind of stopped voting to begin with. But they're not gonna learn this lesson for a long time. They're not going back and seeing exactly why Kamala Harris lost. It's because y'all probably should have had a primary and probably should have stopped going for, people that were never going to vote for you. Conservative white people. They're not going to fucking vote for you. Like probably should have put some more thought and time into getting votes from people that you had a chance with, like, I don't know, Latino men and, men in general. And, people that don't like Liz Cheney. So, and maybe the Muslim vote that you had, that's probably one of the main reasons why you lost fucking Michigan, is because, you have this whole, funding the war in Gaza. But, you want to go for, certain kind of people that were never going to vote for you and that you paid the price. So whether you learn from it, we'll see.
And then also, I think didn't a lot of the votes were tallied up, and like not the Democrats, Republican won both the House and the Senate, right?
Yeah, they did.
They have more seats, I guess.
So far, that they have more seats. So yeah, this could be a bad shit show for the next 4 years, because you have Donald Trump as president, you have Republicans for the House and the Senate. Some of the House and the Senate Republicans probably are semi decent people, because I know that there are anti-Trump Republicans out there, but if they're anti-Trump for long enough, they're going to get voted out of the House and the Senate. And then you have a very conservative-leaning Supreme Court. So that's pretty much everything. That's the executive, that's the judicial, and I forget what the Congress is called, but
Legislative.
legislative. There we go. Thank you. Legislative branch. It's all three wrapped up for conservatives. So that does not mean good things for the rest of America. So, and if you're a Republican out there listening to this, I mean, I'm surprised at this point, but um, yeah, having all three of those things ran by a fucking by a criminal that has very low morals. This is not even in question at this point. He's been found guilty of felony, uh, financial crimes. He is found guilty of civil crimes against sexually assaulting a woman. There's a whole. He still has other court cases that are pending, that are they're going to get canceled because he's president. But he's morally bankrupt, and folks don't seem to really care about that at this point. It's kind of amazing.
Was it like 68 million people didn't care? Because
71,
somebody voted for him.
71 million, which is less than last time, but it's still very concerning. That's 71 million people that I can't trust, and I don't know who they are. I mean, I know some of them are, but I'm not going to trust you like with anything. So
Yeah.
And looking at his track record with people that he's appointed so far for his cabinet picks, which I'm trying to pull up right now. I had it somewhere. It's very concerning. It's a bunch of people that just they have
They have no experience in that role.
yeah, none.
Yeah, the guy from Fox News, he appointed as what Secretary of Defense or some bullshit.
Yeah. It's a bunch of like really weird people that you would have.
He hired a bunch of yes mans, basically, and women too, I guess.
He
But-
hired Matt Gaetz as well.
Well, he's under investigation.
I mean-
So hold on.
Hmm.
But no, was it one of the Kennedys? Robert Kennedy Jr. is director of.
He's
Foods
not
or something like
Yeah,
that?
he's not official yet. So here we go. So Marco Rubio is going to be Secretary of State, which is he's a senator. He was a Tea Party member, which is sus. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, which is weird because he's under investigation for a whole bunch of sexual crimes. Like, why would you? Whatever. It's on brand for Trump.
Wait. So before you switch over, Peter Lamar told us that people like this they travel in flocks. So
Yeah.
Trump is a sexual offender. He's gonna have sexual offenders on his payroll. So kind of makes sense
Yeah.
on Trump's point of view.
Pete Hegseth, who's going to be the defense secretary, he was a Fox News host, which is weird. I mean, he was he's a veteran, but he's a fucking Fox News host. So, Kristi Noem as a Homeland Security secretary, which I don't even think she served in any military capacity, like whatsoever. Which is weird.
Dude, somebody said that when they saw her being posted that she was gonna be in the cabinet, they said that it was giving her what's the name of the lady from Harry Potter, the woman that wore pink,
Which lady?
Oh, the pink
The-
lady. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
the one that everybody hated.
Yeah.
She was like-
no, not McGonagall.
No, that's what everybody loves her.
Dolores Umbridge. Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Umbridge. Yeah.
She even looks like her.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard is going to be the director of national intelligence, which is weird because she was in the army as a medic. So, like, what? We have a guy, Lee Zeldin, as the EPA administrator, who is against the Clean Air Act, and he's voted against the clean air legislation like dozens of times. Like, it's
Well,
just
they've already talked about scaling back, like environmental laws and whatnot. They're probably going to suspend them or get rid of them altogether. So that's on brand.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through all of them, but it's like this is just it's a cavalcade of shit shows and losers and bootlickers. Like, this is the people that are just bootlicked for Trump, and now they're going to get very high up positions that they don't deserve. Like, none of these people deserve these titles, and they're going to get an extraordinary amount of power with literally little to no experience in those fields prior to having these appointments, which is just it's disappointing, but also it's not surprising. This guy doesn't care. He has the power that he wanted, and now he's going to wield it haphazardly again, and things might be okay for a while until there's an emergency, and even then, like, he's already talking about like getting rid of like the Department of Education, which is like, I mean, I guess it's good because the vast majority of his voters were uneducated people, people that didn't go to college. So yeah, I guess that's how you get like more dumbass voters. But I would like my kid to be smarter than me. So can we please fund, you know, public schools? I want to pay teachers more. Like I want teachers to get paid enough to give a fuck about teaching my child,
Mhm.
skills. So, yeah,
And then he also appointed Elon Musk and another guy as like it's like a new role where they basically evaluate like how the government is basically spending money or something like that. I
yeah.
can't think of the name of the term.
It's the Department of Government Efficiency, which would be
Yes, it is.
a new uh division of the government, which is weird because they're all about like reducing the government. So and also Elon Musk, like he can't really serve on a government anything because he's a CEO of 4 fucking companies. Like
Yeah.
and the amount of conflict of interest is insane. He holds multiple government contracts for SpaceX, Tesla. There's a couple other ones too, but he holds a bunch of government contracts. Like you can't have this guy in any government capacity. Like this is
Yeah,
crazy to me.
they have mentioned like one of his things is going to be like kind of speeding up the whole red tape for certain things happening with like bills or something getting passed. And like with Trump, he talked about the whole tariff on like stuff being imported. Where either we mentioned this last week, or I mentioned last week how like Tesla batteries they come from China. So if Elon's getting tariff on that, he's gonna he's gonna
not-
ask for favors basically.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
He's not gonna be paying tariffs basically. So his
Yeah.
vehicles would be the cheapest just to put more money in his pocket. Which I have a Tesla and it sucks that this guy's an asshole, but
Yeah, I mean that's obviously one of the main like obvious conflicts of interest is that Trump has already talked about putting 100% or more tariffs on Chinese EVs when you have Elon Musk who's an American EV maker. Like that's a conflict of interest. Like
yeah.
what are we even that's like the definition of. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in January, but I hope for the best once again, but I'm going to be let down again. I already know it. Like unless something drastic happens that I can't even mention on this podcast, but it'd be horrible things would have to happen for these things to get any better. And I don't have a lot of hope. Like the amount of racism bullshit that's already ramped up. I talked about it last time on the podcast about my cousin. Yeah, my text message thing with my cousin, and then like the last podcast that we did, we got some other racist bullshit about telling us to like pick cotton and shit. Like I'm just like, bro, like is this really the way you want to go?
What's crazy is that what happened to your cousin is like a national thing. Like I've seen it all over the news lately too. Like other people have gotten text message talking about report to such and such to be picking cotton. You're part of like group A or group B or something like that, and like. So like, how did these people find out these people? It's not just finding their numbers, their names too. Like they're able to get the names associated with these phone numbers and like
and their regions, like where they generally live.
Yeah,
and the FBI is quote unquote investigating it, but they think I can almost guarantee you nobody's gonna get arrested. There's gonna be no real investigation done. Like they don't give a fuck. Like it's crazy to me that we don't get Black African Americans do not get any real protection in America. Any real protection. And we're a group of people that were enslaved, that have been tortured. We've been used for various medical experiments throughout the United States history, and there hasn't been anything done to really protect us in a meaningful way. We still have people, of African descent in America that are just getting murdered, by the state, and there's little consequences. You have people that have threats all the time, like all this racist bullshit, and nobody protects us, like none. Like, what the fuck?
Getting locked up for no reasons.
Yeah, like the vast majority of our like 2.2 million people in jail are people of color, and like there's no protection for us. So like, and you see this guy who's running on some racist shit. And like he's literally telling people he's gonna, deport all of the quote unquote illegals out of America. He's calling places, trash that are part of America, but there's more brown people there. I'm speaking of Puerto Rico, so not speaking code. You know, and there's a whole bunch of other like instances that we can talk about, and there's no protection. And you know, I just it's a sad day when that whole protection thing comes back to like these fucking assholes from the Democratic Party that want to talk about, oh, black men didn't do enough, or you know, Latino men didn't do enough. And we're the ones, you know, with our lives on the line as well. Like we're the ones that don't have protection from our own fucking government. And you want to sit there and shit talk us for not voting for somebody, and it's just like, but you know, a lot of us did. We didn't vote for that guy. So
Yeah. Did you see? Trump had talked about going after colleges that basically are. He said there's colleges out there that are discriminating against white people, and that he's gonna sue these schools for the amount of tuition and make them pay that 100% of that tuition to the person who they're basically. Long story short, he wants to pay white people respite. I can't. I words.
reparations.
Reparations. Thank you.
Reparations.
Pay
I mean-
white people reparations for being discriminated against for colleges because of. He didn't say the word, but he literally was talking about the affirmative action.
Oh, hold on. Oh, Ninja, can you speak now?
Yeah, I mean, I can
There we
hear you.
I can hear you now too.
Yeah, my headphones keep disconnecting, so I'm having issues here.
Is it you got power? Is it just dying or what?
Are they dying?
Yeah, it says it's full, but it's not beeping. So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I mean, I can hear you guys, but you guys can't hear me because it switches the audio randomly. But I'm back.
But I can hear you now, but you can also just switch to the audio on whatever device you're, you know, using video.
I like the framing of
Yeah.
your shirt. The framing of your shirt. Like sometimes I'll
I'm
just
old.
say I'm old. Yeah.
Mhm.
The fashion part is blocked.
I mean, it's true though. I mean, it's not wrong.
Mm.
Yeah. So
So,
about the reparations thing, like it's not surprising. I mean, like the first people in America that got paid reparations were white people that owned slaves. They were slave owners. So I'm not surprised. This is who America is, and this last election just drives that point home. That America, you have spoken, and people of color are listening, and this is who you continue to be. This is who you want to be, and yeah, 71 million fucking assholes decided that this is what you want. So this is what you're gonna get, and we're all gonna suffer together. But maybe not me, because I might fucking leave. So yeah, it's on the table for me,
Damn.
to be honest with you. I'm not dealing with this shit. So
that's wild shit. I mean, it is 4 years, as they say, but you never know.
Well, hopefully he fucks shit up, get impeached. Then Vance will step up and he get impeached.
he can't-
It's gonna be a long.
he cannot
Long
get
road.
Trump literally cannot get impeached for at least 2 years, because you have to be impeached by both the House and the Senate to actually get removed from office. He's already been impeached twice, but he wasn't. But it lost out in the Senate, so he needs to get impeached by both the House and the Senate. And if you own both the House and the Senate, like there's no way. He'd have to do something so ridiculous that I can't. There's literally nothing besides him literally killing somebody on TV that would get Congress, the Republicans, to vote against him. I mean, you literally had this dude days ago simulating sucking a dick on a microphone, and I'm not even exaggerating. This is what he did days before the election. He simulated sucking a dick on camera on a microphone, and this dude is our president. Like, are you fucking? You voted for this dude. How the fuck is this even possible? You know, after Harambe
Man,
died, it
that's
was never the same.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of his followers don't believe he's untouchable. He can do whatever, and it doesn't matter to them. And every
It was-
time the law, they try to put law on him as far as arresting him. They always say that they try to shut him down because he's fighting for the people and all this stuff. And some people even akin him to Martin Luther King.
Those people are
They compare him to Jesus.
patent idiots. But I mean, you know, at the same time, it's like if you look at like who's going, if you look at who's going up against, like, I mean, come on, like,
I remember who was the person that said it that oh god, I think Chronos you posted this on in our group chat where somebody was talking about how like the whole assassination attempt basically made him not stronger, but it took people who were like on the fence about like going back, basically solidify them following Trump again.
yeah, I mean, yes, it is it is true, but also I, you know, I have to reiterate this as much as I can. He has had less votes than last time. Okay.
That's true, yeah.
The problem is, which is what, you know, the other side, which again, I'm not a fucking Democrat, I am not a Republican, but when it comes to Kamala Harris, she got the least amount of votes from like, I think there's like, at this point now, it's like 13 million votes that are just like less than last time than when Joe Biden got elected. So people want to talk about, oh, you know, the country is shifting more to the right, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, I don't think it really is. It's just that a bunch of people, 13 million at least people, decided that they're just not going to come out and vote. So this, and, you know, Trump lost votes. He lost 3 million votes from at least 3 million votes from last time. And then at least 13 million Republican or Democrats that voted last time didn't vote at all this time. And that's the problem. If those 13 million people would have came out and voted this time, Kamala Harris would have won by a fucking landslide. Yeah, but her message that she had, just it wasn't a good message. And I feel bad. I feel like there's a thing that happens in America where if a company is failing, they will just put in a person of color or a woman or both into the company as a CEO to just like make it seem like it's their fault after it's already failing. And I feel like that's what happened with Kamala Harris. And I feel bad for her that even occurred, because I feel more and more now that they really should have had a primary. Because if you go back to like, you know, 2020, and I've said it before, Kamala Harris was one of the first ones out. Like she didn't have support. I mean, Andrew Yang, I'm literally wearing his fucking shirt. Andrew Yang outlasted her. Okay, and a whole bunch of other people did too. And it's just like, it's crazy that you took somebody that was unlikable 4 years ago. And don't get me wrong, she's made strides since then. But to take her from then and then prop her up now, kind of artificially, without really doing all the work, and then just kind of blaming her as like a scapegoat, like the Democratic Party just kind of just like let her out to fucking slaughter. And they just let her astray. Like they had her going for votes that she was never ever going to fucking get.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day though, it really came down to people not voting.
Yeah,
like her message and stuff was weak and all that, but still people didn't vote, so we're kind of where we are because of that.
Yeah, we need. Hopefully, the next election cycle, we will have somebody that is, you know, new, somebody that is not
young.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Kamala Harris is relatively young. You know,
yeah, she's like around our age.
No, she was. I think she's in her like 50s or 60s.
60.
Yeah,
she's 60.
Was she? I thought she was like. Oh yeah.
No, she's 60.
How old I was.
Yeah, I mean, she looks. She looks good for her age. So, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like
black don't crack, but she's like 50-50. Is there an Indian term for not? Because there's like Asian don't raisin, black don't crack.
I don't know. I feel like
wants to know.
I feel like I need to call our mutual friends. We have some Indian friends. That still look pretty good. So yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Like we need a whole new fresh blood thing coming up next election cycle. I'm still going to go for the third party candidate. We need a stronger third party candidate, and we need to also have like changes to rules on how we do debates going forward, how we elect people, because unless we do something drastic, we're going to keep getting two kind of shitty candidates or two extremely shitty candidates. That's our options. Kind of shitty or extremely shitty. That's where we're at now, America.
I wish this game show would just end.
Yeah, I mean, there's changes we can make, but there's changes that are not going to occur. Like Trump is never going to
For
put
a
in
while.
for. Yeah, I mean, Trump's never going to put in for changing the electoral college to from winner take all to actual the region based one, which is the way it's supposed to be in the fucking Constitution. It was
Yeah,
never
he's not.
it was never
Yeah,
designed to
he
be
ain't
winner
doing
take all. It was supposed to be, if you look at like the maps and they break it down and you see like the different like districts from like red and blue or whatever, it's supposed to be those districts that were supposed to be the votes counted. There's 300 and like what 70 something. How many electoral college?
372.
Something like that. But yeah, like you notice there's not 300 plus fucking states, right? So it's supposed to break down in those regions, and it shouldn't be winner take all. It'd be more fair. And if we had third party candidates that were actually nationally televised, it would make it even more fair. So and ranked
Yeah.
choice voting.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things we can do to fix this problem. But
No,
we're not
he's
gonna do
gonna
it.
he's gonna make it to where he rules for longer. But the problem is his age is an issue. Like I don't see him living the next 4 years. I won't be surprised if he passes.
Listen, if he passes, it's even worse. I mean, to me, JD Vance is basically the fucking Manchurian candidate at this point, and he's a fellow Marine, and I don't trust that
Mm.
dude with anything. I don't trust that dude with
My couch.
with nothing. I don't trust him with
Oh
nothing.
my God, he said with his couch.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, he's got Indian kids. Sorry, half Indian kids,
Yeah.
and he is like so anti-immigration. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Like he even
And
talked about his wife being like called names, and
he don't give a fuck.
he didn't defend her.
Yeah,
Like
he wants that power. He's
it's
those
it's
that I will keep saying it, and probably until the day that I die. Those that want power probably don't deserve it.
Mm.
That's why I don't even think there's. I think that the concept of a president is antiquated at this point. I think that we need like an actual like council of like probably like around, I don't know, 11 people. I'm just throwing out a number that have to come to a consensus on things in the executive branch, not just one asshole.
so kind of jump back to the electoral college counts. It's 538. There's
Okay.
538 of
There
them.
we go.
I don't know why I thought they were like 3 something, but yeah.
Well, you have to get
a
to
lot.
like you have to get to 270, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was not mathing when I was talking about that. So yeah,
That
there's
wasn't
like,
either.
and it's not supposed to be. It was never designed to be winner take all. It's just people decided to cheat to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what they do now is the winner take all thing. Is like and this is like but it works both ways. Like if you look at California, which we have like I think like the majority of the electoral college votes, I think
I
it's
think
like
they're
55.
55, 54, something like that.
Yeah. If you look at the map right now in California, it's mostly red.
Yeah.
The only reason like it's mostly red. Like you will only the only reason why it's we keep going blue is because most people live in the blue districts. So like Los Angeles, most of San Diego County, and in SoCal, and the Bay Area. That's like where all the people live. But if you look at like any of the country parts, like Bakersfield, fucking the desert, the Inland Empire, Riverside area, whatever the fuck, anywhere north of San Francisco, it's all red.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like I'm looking at the electoral numbers, and some states their numbers have changed. Like they've
Yeah.
gotten like more.
Yep.
Like Utah or no, Tennessee had 38 last election. This year they have 40, so they got 2 more.
Yeah, and
Pennsylvania got one.
Well,
Oregon got one.
in southern states from the jump were overrepresented, and that was a concession that was done after the Civil War.
That's crazy.
Because they had to
Mm.
account for because they had like the whole 3/5 of a person compromise back in the day,
Oh yes, right.
and so it kind of bled into the whole once the union was a union again, it was to give the South some extra power for the direction that this country has gone into, and we have suffered sense.
All right, let's get
And
into
also the gerrymandered. Yeah, let's go into something fucking
some
more
fun.
interesting and cooler.
So
yeah.
since we were talking about like military and stuff like that, Kronos, how did you serve this great nation of ours?
I did serve.
Yeah, how was the veteran's birthday? Is that the term
Veterans,
it goes by?
you are so civilian. God damn.
I am.
It's Veterans Day, but there's also the Marine Corps birthday. So I think you just mixed the two
That's
up.
what it is. Yeah,
It's all good. So it was actually, hold on. I gotta probably sneeze. Nope, I'm all right. So my Veterans Day thing. So I usually don't do anything for like Veterans Day. I've never gotten a free meal on Veterans Day. I've never done like the Veterans Day anything usually, but I'm trying to like do that more. And I've been trying to say yes more. So like my daughter last year, she asked me to go to like the Veterans Day breakfast, and I said no, because I usually I just don't do that. But this year, I was like, all right, like let's go. So I went. I didn't dress up, but I put on like a dress shirt and some slacks, and I went. And it was actually pretty cool. I actually ended up talking to her best friend's dad for a long time. I didn't even know like he was in the Navy. And it was actually pretty cool. They had like a really big breakfast. They honored us. It was really neat. She had a whole bunch of food. Actually, what was really cool is I actually got to take her out of her class to take her to breakfast, and I thought that was neat because she was like one of the special ones. Because I got to knock on her door to her classroom and take her out, and it was neat. When they were going through, thanking the different branches, they thank the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard. And then they said the Marine Corps, and then of course, some devil dog was like started barking in the background. I was like, "There's always fucking one of us that has to like be extra." But it was neat. So I was happy to actually go and participate in that. And then on Sunday, sorry, I really do have to sneeze. There it is, Jesus. And on Sunday, I actually went out to go to Papa Bear and Rescue Residence because Rescue Residence now has an actual property. So we have 5 acres of land and a home, and I got to go out there and see the property, and it was pretty cool. I got to meet up with some of the other board members, including Papa Bear and I get DJ Exceed, who's another Marine that I actually served with. So I didn't actually serve with Papa Bear, even though we're in kind of around the same time. But I served with DJ Exceed, and he was a cool dude. Like we had a lot of fun in the Marine Corps, and they both retired at this point. So it was good to spend the actual Marine Corps birthday with some Marines. And I was actually kind of worried because like I thought I was going to spend all my time with like both of them, but the other guy, he had to go. He had some personal stuff that was going on, so he had to go back home to his wife. So I didn't get to spend as much time with him as I wanted to. But me and Papa Bear got to hang out for the rest of the night. I went back to his house, spent the night, and then it was kind of cool because for the Marine Corps birthday, there's like traditions and stuff that I haven't like participated in like 21 years at this point. For the Marine Corps birthday, and you have to like read like a message for the Marine Corps birthday, and then like the oldest, you have to have a cake, and you have to like light the candles, and then the youngest Marine cuts the cake, and then the oldest Marine, and then gives the cake to the oldest Marine, which happened to be me because it's just me and him because he's younger than me, not by that much, but and then I had to give him a piece of cake, and then we got pictures and stuff. It was funny. It was cool to have like tradition with just like 2 Marines. And then on Veterans Day, I drove back and just kind of chilled at home. And I did, what was that? That wasn't yesterday, was it? Yesterday I did something else. But yeah, just Veterans Day, I just kind of mostly chilled at home, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I did jujitsu. So on Monday night. But it was cool to like to do that. And actually, I'm trying to get more comfortable with celebrating those things and just like saying yes more in general. So yeah, it was cool.
It's cool. Yeah, it sounded like you had a good time.
Yeah, I definitely did. with my people. Anyway, what did you guys do anything on those days? What did you guys do over the weekend?
I had to work. No.
Yeah, I worked. So
What I do? I did. Oh, my youngest like have multiple kids. No, my son didn't have daycare, so I actually got to work from home, and I kind of played hooky. Like it was pretty slow, so I just kind of played around with him. But one little personal thing is that which is a proud papa moment. So if you have a son out there, like potty train, it's fun and all that. But when your kid learns how to hold their penis, it's fucking golden. And at first he was like scared to hold it and stuff like that. And like one day he just was like, I got it, Poppy. And like started like holding it. And I had to like tell him like, okay, don't squeeze too hard. Like you just gotta like kind of be gentle with it. But kid's like a pro now. Like
he was like, bro, I can piss in cursive now.
he's all Poppy watch this. He's all standing in the bathtub. He's like,
he's marking his territory.
Yeah, I was just joking, but yeah, he's got that down. I'm pretty proud of him because it's weird. I mean, it's not weird because I'm his dad, but like it's hard to aim for somebody else because I don't know like his trajectory basically. So sometimes I'll be holding him, it will like go over the toilet seat, but
you
like,
say trajectory.
Yeah, trajectory. But no, that's pretty much something. I can't remember what else happened this weekend. I feel like something important happened this weekend, but I didn't even think about it. What about you, Ninja?
I worked, and I watched Arcane.
Oh yes, we can talk about Arcane.
First part of Arcane dropped this weekend. So,
are you caught up on like all? It's 3, right? Because I watched.
I watched everything that was available. Sometimes more than once. So, there's some crazy shit. So, the League of Legends animated series Arcane came back for season 2. It's like 2 years later?
Yeah.
It's been 2 years? Yeah. I mean, I get it. Animation is not easy and it takes a while. Plus some of the actors, especially the 2 like prolific characters were Vi and Jinx, because Vi is Haley Steinfeld, and Jinx is the new, I don't want to say the new It Girl, but she's been coming up. She's Ella Purnell, who's in Fallout.
Oh, that's her?
Filming that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the voice of. She's also in Star Trek. A lot of people didn't know she's the voice of Gwen in Star Trek Prodigy. So she's been putting in work on some stuff. But yeah, so the 2 of them have, they have their schedules. They got to work around them. They put in their work and they got to animate. So it's back. Came back last weekend. It's in parts now. So the first part was in 3. Was it 3 episodes? 3 or 4? 3 episodes. And so it chronicles. It literally starts off exactly where season 2 ended, where people are dead. People died from a major explosion, and there's like a fallout. And then to add insult to injury, during the funeral or during the memorial service, there's like an attack, which like sets up like the rest of the series. So it was like super crazy. I feel like the animation is still on par, but what was it? What's up?
No, I was just say I remember last season just ended with like your fucking jaw on the ground with Jinx basically just murdered. She went Harley Quinn, just murdered fools, and that's just how it ended.
She doesn't stop. She does not stop.
Yeah, and that's literally how it started. It's the fallout. So you don't see her in the first 2 episodes. Like it's just the fallout of what she did.
Jinx, yeah, you do.
And where do you see?
She's like creeping through. She makes friends with that little kid. Like, yeah, she.
Isn't that the 3rd episode?
No, that's like in the 1st or 2nd. Where she's like creeping around. She sees her name on the walls and shit.
So I think that's the 2nd one. Well, she sees that she's wanted.
Yeah.
Because the High Council, they lose their council members. Some of the characters they lose their loved ones. And then there's a scientist, Victor. He's like comatose or whatnot. So the Hex Tech is like, which is the technology that they discovered, which is other dimensional. They actually don't know quite yet, but it bonded with Victor, who's the scientist, and like kind of saved his life. But then it put him in some kind of webbing or cocoon. Very weird shit.
Yeah, he's basically like mutant Jesus at this point. It's kind of cool. Yeah,
it's weird. It literally like remade his body except for his face and neck.
That's gotta like, I guess, kind of adopted Jinx, right? Or probably
No, the
sexually
other guy.
exploited her. Oh, okay.
No, the guy that adopted Jinx, he's dead.
Yeah.
He was killed last season, so
Okay.
he's at the bottom of the lake or the river that runs to the city.
You're
So,
talking about Silco?
yeah, he's
Yeah,
done.
that's the name. Yeah. Like there was
He's done.
clearly that he was clearly effing her, and like it probably wasn't in a good way.
I mean,
What's really cool with like at least the first 3 episodes is there's like some clear morality like boundary issues with like the resistance to like the underground people, and it's been like it's really cool to like to see the contradictions and like what somebody will do, like how far somebody will go for revenge. And like I was like, yo, this is like clearly like NBC's type. When I say NBC, nuclear biological chemical shit going on in the episode to like fight back. I'm just like, that's kind of fucked, like to do that to people. And like the animation once again is on point. I can see why it costs like so much money to produce these, because they're really well done. And what's cool is like there's a new like smoke / fog poison effect that reminds me of like Secret of Nim back in the day. You remember that?
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Holy
Yeah, it
shit.
really goes. That's what it reminded me of. Is like that whole like effect, which is neat because that's like a totally different animation style from like the main animation style from Arcane. And they also go back to other animation styles too, like in the show, which is neat. So yeah, I mean, the fact that it's so well written, it's so well voice acted, visually it's stunning. I heard that this is gonna be the last season, but I'm like, why
that sucks.
though? Like, can you please make
Yeah.
more?
Netflix.
So, yeah, so apparently this new season is broken up into several acts. So what we saw over the weekend was Act 1. What
Mhm.
we'll see this coming weekend, because this is released in parts, the second act will be this weekend, because we see like the fallout of what happens when Vi runs into her sister Jinx,
Yeah.
and they're literally there. They're not there to take her into custody. They're on a kill squad. Like they see her, they're gonna take the shot. But then the little kid is there, and so Vi kind of like, or Violet. I believe for Vi is for Violet, isn't it? But anyway,
For
but
violence.
That's violence. Yeah.
yeah,
She
but
throws them
Vi
hands.
tries to tell her girlfriend not to shoot her sister because literally there's a civilian or a non-combatant in the way, and like her girlfriend's like, well, I wouldn't have missed. It's like, are you sure about that? Like, there's a little kid. Like the kid is probably like 7 or something. At least
Yeah, Vi is short for
animation-wise.
Violet.
Okay, yeah.
And Jinx
So-
is her name is
Well, her-
Powder.
Yeah,
Her name
her
is
real name
Powder.
is Powder.
Powder blue.
Yeah, her nickname is Jinx, and because
Yeah.
everything fucks up around her, they started calling her Jinx. And the street, that's her name in the streets. The streets know her Jinx.
She's
So-
like, say my
The
name right.
streets. Yeah.
Yeah. So it drives a wedge between Vi and her girlfriend to where it looks like they break up, where like her girlfriend literally like attacks her and says you're no better than your sister, kind of.
Yeah. What's another thing
Stupid
that's
shit.
that's really cool about this show is that they kind of double down on like the music element of it,
Mm.
because like at least the first 2 episodes, there's like a song that fits really well with a scene, besides like the intro song. So it's like it's really cool.
Oh, I got. Oh, go ahead. I'll just finish real quick.
No, go ahead. That was pretty much the end.
So I was gonna say I got to give a shout out to Papa Bear, who brought this to my attention. So the song in the episode is called "Heavy as the Crown," and the song was by Linkin Park,
Yeah.
and it is the official World of Warcraft song. Because Papa Bear is like, "Well, did you listen to the song?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard it," and he was like, "This is the like official, song for the game." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So earlier this month, the World of Warcraft like finals. They call it something else, but the finals happened, and
Oh, that's right,
Linkin
yeah.
Park performed at the finals and introduced the 2 clans that were gonna take part in the finals. And so, like, I guess it was the first time performing that song in front of people, or anyone that had ever heard it. And now it was a different. And it's actually a different version of the song, but still them performing the song and like as part of the score for the episode, and it's like it's a reveal of when Vi makes a choice, and it's pretty fucking epic. Like I've actually watched the scene several times. Like holy shit, like this is a turning point for the rest of the series. So
I remember when I was watching the first season and the Sweetness walked by, like the intro kicked in and she's like, "Is that Linkin Park?" I'm like, "Shit, I don't know." I like looked it up. I was like, "Oh fuck, it's Linkin Park." But
Mm.
I think it's dope when like
So, hold on. So
bands.
you said World of Warcraft, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about League of Legends.
oh
Wasn't
yeah,
you?
I did. Yeah, it
okay.
is League of Legends. I'm thinking of World of Warcraft because apparently part 1 and 2 are back, and you can download it now. Anyway,
But you know
I'll
what's
just
But I
note
was
funny?
that as well.
Like all these folks that are watching Arcane, I
Mm.
think that probably like
nobody's
5% of
saving
people, 5% of the people that are watching this that never play, League of Legends, are actually playing League
Mhm.
of Legends. Because like I have literally no interest in playing League of Legends, but I will keep watching Arcane. So keep making more, please.
Yes,
I think
please.
that's it. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do what Pennsylvania did, and like do a jump forward or like a different character and focus on them, and then tell like another League of Legends story through them. So, but I think as far as Jinx and Vi, this is probably the end of their story. So
So
we'll
one
see.
one of the things I want to point out is the whole like the intro. Like I think it's dope when like bands do like covers or they make the intro for the song because like my son likes watching Spidey and His Amazing Friend, and once again the Sweetness was like, how come that voice sounds familiar? And the song is performed by Patrick Stump, who is the guitarist and lead vocalist for Fall Out Boys,
Mm.
which is pretty fucking dope. And then like for Spider-Man, like our generation Spider-Man, we had the dude from was it from Metallica that did the the guitar riff for Spider-Man?
Robert Kirkman?
Yeah, wasn't it? Isn't he from? Was he part of Metallica or not? Or am I
Robert
tripping?
Kirkman is, but I don't. I can't remember like what you're referencing. So I don't know.
So the Spider-Man animated series from like 1994, like the intro, was performed by a lead guitarist. Who was it? I'm looking up right now. But I just think it's dope that like also for like X-Men and a couple of other like animations, like having like a band actually perform the music is
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That is cool. I agree.
Let's see, who does
Oh,
music?
oh yeah. Papa Bear mentioned that there's a video for "Heavy as a Crown" by Linkin Park. So the video features the two teams in animation about to fight each other with Linkin Park like in the background, all in League of Legends like fucking gear and shit. It's actually pretty cool. It's like this setup of like a major fight for them. It's pretty awesome.
So
All right.
music
Yeah.
for the music for Spider-Man was performed by Joe Perry, who's the head or the head
Aerosmith.
guitarist for Aerosmith.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Close, I guess. Brownie points.
They both
It
play
says
guitar.
Yeah.
it
well,
says it
they're
says
both
the music
old?
has been performed with a live orchestra in Israel. That's that would be something cool to hear. Like the intro to Spider-Man with a full like orchestra playing the music. Because
Yeah.
with Batman animated series, that was an orchestra that did like the intro music and stuff like that, which I just learned recently. I was like, holy shit! Like, you go back and listen to it, you got your like violins, you got your drums, you got the fucking cymbals and stuff. Like, it's a full on orchestra for that intro, which is why that intro is dope.
Oh,
All right. Where are we going
Oh.
next?
No. What else happened in the weekend? Did everyone cover their main bases or whatnot? Besides, like the world turning a red rave, as I keep seeing online.
I mean, obviously
So,
that's gonna there's gonna be a huge swing back to the left someday once they have like they're gonna need
yeah, someday.
there's gonna need to be like a cult of personality on the left. But honestly, I don't want any of that shit. I want somebody that can actually help people and like actually help one of the main issues with America, which is poverty, and like neither party is like willing to really engage with that. So at this point in time, because it's not a popular view, but it's the cause of most problems in America. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
watching the Jon Stewart on Daily Show, and I think it was Jon Stewart, or either it was Jon Stewart I saw, or it was maybe Sarah Silverman. She might have mentioned this, but she was saying how one of them were saying that with the Republicans owning basically all the House, like there's no stopping. It's basically letting Republicans kind of run the show, and it's basically we're gonna watch them run the America into the fucking ground, basically, and then that right there is gonna be kind of a turning point where people are like, okay, these people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, we need to find like real fucking candidates. So hopefully, it's a long fucking shot, but I mean, and we're gonna have to go through some hell. But hopefully, on the other side, like maybe it's brighter on the other side. Maybe we'll get better candidates out there, or maybe like we'll get to be able to see third parties participating in debates and getting to see like what other people's opinions are on things.
I'm gonna run for president. I'm gonna run for president. That's the thing. I'm gonna run.
Go for it. I'll be your vice. I'll be your VP.
Yeah, you know what? I got the perfect candidate. The left should probably endorse, because he would probably win no matter what. He probably wouldn't even have to say that much, and he would most likely win. And that is LeVar Burton, because everybody loves LeVar Burton. If
not everybody. 71 million people do not like LeVar Burton.
Yeah, but so the population of the U.S. is about 375 million, and 75 of that, if he wins the other 300 million, there you go.
No, so God damn it, Ninja, your math is totally wrong. Yes, there are 300 million people in America, but like a portion of them cannot vote. So let's like eliminate that from the get-go.
Well, it's also going to be there's going to be independent, and a portion of them that are not. Well, yeah, the portion that's not old enough to vote, plus the portion that is going to vote independent. But it's probably still, after you factor all those,
and then 71 million that 71 million that would 100% not vote for him. So,
and then you would, if he wins with 150 million votes versus 71, does it win?
He's not going to win, but goddamn, like what are you doing here? There's literally
it's called a hypothetical.
Your hypothetical is ridiculous. Like
your hypothetical should be on Disney Plus with the What If Marvel series.
Yeah, that or The Rock. Actually, a lot of people don't like.
I'm gonna call you Uatu, I guess. You're gonna be the Watcher from now on.
The Watcher.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's out in like 3 weeks. Oh shit.
Well, Papa Bear said he'll be my VP, but no, I think it'd be the other way around. Papa Bear has a way better chance of winning America than I do, so I'll be your VP, Papa Bear. We'll work on some shit. We'll figure it out. I think we'd have a winning solution.
Right.
But what's funny is that Papa Bear he's also a minority. He's white passing, so but he's
mixed.
I've
seen what he looks like. I've seen what he looks like. I thought he was white.
No, he's not.
He told me 3 weeks ago that he is mixed. I'm like, you're mixed? He's like, yeah. Then he told me his lineage. I was like, oh shit. Okay. But he's definitely so he can go to the golf club and not be asked random questions. So,
and he has been through some shit in his life. Like that's one of the things that honestly, like me and him bond over is like he's been through shit like before the Marine Corps. And he's thrived, before, during, and after. It's like that's a hard thing to do. And I think that most folks that are in America, they go through hard times at some point in their life. But at some point, most of us will overcome that. But we have these candidates that never hit a hard time in their fucking life. They might have hard. No, I mean,
no.
Yeah, they don't. Most of them didn't. I was trying to think of like Kamala Harris's story. I know like one of her big things is like I know one of her friends had a sexual assault or something like that, but it wasn't her, which is like that's terrible to say, but it's like there are people out there that have went through hard shit personally that have overcome it and have overcome all these roadblocks, but the vast majority of all these politicians that have come up it's all been fucking easy street. All been easy street. Them and their family have been prominent people in, political parties. They grew up, middle class or above.
I was just about to say, look into at least. So I would say, if you don't believe, us and you think that we're doing that fake news. Look at um, random Congress members from the Republican side and random Congress members from the Democratic side. Pick five on both, and you will see that a lot of these people grew up with money because they're either their parents, them, or like they have like generational money because someone started a business back in the early 1900s and that money flowed through and they just reaped the benefits, or someone bought like a team or like a football or baseball. They like have money, or especially oil. I noticed that a lot of Republicans have like oil companies or invested in them. They got money coming in, so it's very weird to me. Like I don't see anyone that came literally from the streets, like literally was like homeless at any one time. But
No,
if they were, it's probably like one candidate that came through and overcame that. But everyone else came from money. They had money somehow, somewhere,
I
either
mean,
investments or family money or whatever.
and it shows because I mean they don't give a shit about people. I mean and from both parties, they just don't understand what the actual struggle is about. They don't care about your actual problems. They just care about staying in power.
And put more money in their pocket,
Yeah.
I mean,
which is sad.
look at our state alone. Y'all remember who ran for governor? This person had a lot of money. They were once a CEO of I think two tech companies, and then went into politics, and was going to run for president. Y'all remember? Y'all know who?
Oh no, so
Meg
you are
Whitman is?
breaking. Hold on, mute your microphone. Finish chewing what's in your fucking mouth because you're breaking a podcast code right now.
Oh my bad. I am sorry.
No,
People are gonna be so angry listening to this.
I had low blood sugar for a second, but yeah. But you guys know who Meg Whitman is?
Yeah,
She
I mean
she
she's
had money. She has money. She has lots of money. And she ran.
I thought you were talking about.
She had money.
I think you're talking about Jerry Coleman because I know remember him running for governor of California.
Him too. Him too.
What?
But Meg Whitman was the CEO of HP, and she was CEO of I think eBay.
eBay,
Or
yeah.
she might still be. I think she's still CEO of eBay.
no,
That's money.
she's not.
That's extreme.
She's not.
Did she move on? Did she quit or something?
I mean, she moved on to HPE, which is
I thought she left HPE.
she did. Now Antonio Neri is the CEO now, but and there was a guy in between them, but yeah, like I would have to give up personal information, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Meg Whitman. I mean, she came from money, or I guess she built herself, but she's worth probably close to $1 billion.
Yeah, but she's not. I mean, she's not. But most of them are. They all come from money, and the ones that aren't, they get made fun of. I mean, I did it too, like with AOC. Like I made fun of her for being kind of dumb for not knowing the three branches of government, but I literally just fucking did it on this podcast. But also, I'm not running for Congress. But yeah, I mean, she's somebody that didn't come from anything. Like she didn't have enough money to like literally live where they wanted her to live, like at first until she got her first paycheck for being in, I think it was the House. So
Uh,
I was just looking at her right now.
wait, hold on. How does this make sense? So Meg Whitman was a United States ambassador to Kenya since 2022. She just resigned literally today. She resigned today.
oh man, that's so American.
How?
That's so
How?
American.
Well,
How?
wait, who are we talking about?
Meg Whitman. You
Whitman.
probably don't have any idea who she is. I do.
Wait, no, she's like somebody that's in like she's
She's
somebody
a tech-
important that she's old where she needs to retire. and
No,
then,
she's
like,
not that
She's
old.
talking about political
She's
stuff,
not
or are we
that
talking
old.
about
Political stuff. Yeah.
CEO
She's
stuff?
like she's in her late 60s, but she's not like I don't know. Oh, that's
No,
right.
I think
was CEO of Quibi.
I heard people
They
talk about her
quickly
like
shut
they're,
down.
they're saying like
she-
if she retires now, then Biden can try to get a
No,
Republican.
this nothing to
and-
do with Meg Whitman. No.
No.
Okay, never mind. Then.
There's
That's
there's a
not her.
Meg Whitmire, maybe you're thinking of, but she's the governor of I think Michigan or something. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, but anyway, yeah, like all those folks are just like they're gilded fucking circles. This, I feel like we strayed so far away from like there's two possibilities here, and I'm going to be black and white, I guess, at this point. Either we strayed so far away from like what this country has been, or we're just getting back to the way that it's been, and that's what we're doing right now in America. And both of those situations are kind of terrifying, depending on um, who you are. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to like a podcast today about like how hard would it be to like deport all the people that the newest, you know, about how Trump would want to deport people, and it'd be, I guess, relatively easy to do it, but it'd be like an economic disaster for America. So I think if you're for Trump really wanting to do good for the economy, like deportation of like millions of people, like that's like the worst way, because I mean you got to house them somewhere, you got to pay for the flights for them to go somewhere else, and then you have to replace all their jobs from somewhere else. And we
Well,
don't.
they're not gonna fly them. They're gonna bust them, just like they've been doing with Texas to New York.
No,
They're putting them on buses and throwing them out.
no. I mean, you can't bust them. Yeah, you have to fly them.
Not everybody's from Mexico, but then again,
Yeah.
everybody
That's true.
that they want to deport is going to be from Mexico.
No, it's not.
But no, like,
so like the easiest ones to deport is like it's Guatemala and Haiti and almost said Haiti, and obviously you can't take a fucking bus to Haiti. So
Oh no, yeah, we put them on a boat. I guess.
I think I saw that somewhere that immigrants or illegal immigrants actually pay, and the taxes that they do pay is like in the billions. So like by even deporting them would just lower, because somebody had asked like, oh, how do immigrants pay taxes? And I guess there's that whole it's like IT
so dumb.
IT I can't remember the initials of it, but it's like a tax identification code you can get to pay taxes. And like they pay taxes with like paying for gas, buying groceries. Like there's all these different taxes that immigrants pay, and that this totals into the billions. So by deporting these people basically takes money out of that, which is something that people don't think about.
Yeah, it's significant. So it's not even like a special like tax code. It's just like, and if you're in America, everybody pays taxes. Like no matter what the fuck you do, if you buy anything in America,
Rent.
you have to pay taxes. Like yeah, like you go to the store, if you get gas, if you do anything, you're paying some sort of tax. And like to remove all those people from from those taxes, it's an incredible amount of money. And then it's a negative amount because you have to like literally pay for them to go somewhere else, and they're also doing important jobs like watching our fucking kids, or working at semi-menial jobs,
Or working
literally
on
fucking
fields that require human hands.
yeah, literally meat packing plants, or picking our vegetables and fruits. Shit, like these are all like very important jobs to like keeping our society running, and you want to just talk about just deporting them all. If you want to deport them all, I mean, it's more than just like 13 million at like the minimum. Like those people have kids and families. Like what the fuck do you do with them? So all of a sudden, like they're missing their mom or their dad or both. Like are their kids in schools that are literally going to schools? Like what do you do then? Like these are. It is such a short-sighted fucking policy that I'm not surprised from a guy that wears a suit every day, but also eats hamburgers and drinks Diet Coke.
We thought who he appointed to not Homeland, but like immigration. I can't know what the terms are, but the guy he put in charge for using.
They're calling it the border czar, but just like a dumbass fucking. Phrase,
yeah, but like this guy, because he was being interviewed and he said like, what is your like? Is it possible to deport people without separating family? And he said no, but you can deport whole families. So even if the kids could be born here in America, like this guy doesn't give a fuck. They can go with the parents.
Yeah, so if you deported more families, then you can take my 13 million number and just like minimum triple it. So yeah, minimum.
Yeah.
What the hell? So there's rumors that the Nationalization Act of 1970 might be repealed. If he and they're saying this might be the first week he's in office, but I'm like, what exactly does this mean? Like, are you going to say people that were born this year, last year, 20 years? Are you going to deport people that have been here for 20 years, even though they're born on American soil? What about the embassies across the world? Because I guess by law, if a child is born at a U.S. embassy, that's American soil.
No, hold on,
Yeah.
stop. So no children are born in embassies. There's no medical facilities at most embassies, so that's not really a thing.
I mean, you don't need a medical facility. Just pop one out. Just
No,
run in and
you-
pop a kid out.
Oh, Ninja. I was stationed at an embassy. Like,
Yeah,
no children are being born in embassies. Like,
maybe not
I
the one
know-
you were at.
Maybe
okay, in your fantasy land, okay. Like it's not a very common thing for somebody to just like literally get past security at an embassy because they are secured, which,
So
And it's
I
just
guess I
like-
should be more specific. So if there was like a embassy worker, like a ambassador that was at the U.S. embassy, and they
no.
were pregnant,
Ninja,
had a
just
kid.
I need you to stop talking about shit you have no idea about.
well,
like, that's
I'm
not-
just saying, what if?
It's not even a what if. Like
Okay.
that's not a thing.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
not what
shit,
embassies
I
are for.
Oh, no,
Hopefully
I know it's not what I know it's not what they're for, but I'm just saying, like, just in a what if?
It's not.
No, what if someone was pregnant?
Oh, Ninja, it's not a what if. They,
Okay.
embassies are not fire stations. So, like, there's no like safe haven
Well, I
for
mean-
children there.
Wait, hold on. I mean, if someone storms the embassy, then
Then
it
they'll get
becomes a fire
fucking
you're
station.
gonna
shot.
get murdered.
That's not how that
Uh,
works.
Hopefully the whole rolling back on like national born
Mm.
citizen rules doesn't roll back, because the sweetness was manufactured in Mexico, but she was made in America.
What the fuck? Oh. Okay.
And there's it's funny, I saw a t-shirt that said like was it like designed in Mexico but made in America.
Hencho,
Basically saying that
Mexico.
somebody was yeah hint what's it Hincho
Hencho in
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah but yeah, it's basically saying that like, yeah, your parents are from Mexico but you were born here. And yeah, like I would go to Mexico if my wife got deported. I'm out, peace.
I mean,
We'll be crossing the border into Kronos' backyard.
yeah,
What is this?
Mexico is right fucking there. It's like 7 miles from my house.
Yeah.
Just saying. Not that I'd be accepted there either, but it's close.
You're right.
it's way cheaper to fly out of fucking Tijuana than it is to fly out of San Diego. So
This
Anyway.
is weird.
All right, I got something to switch gears
Oh,
on.
wait.
So
I want to. So I just want to touch on really quickly this part of the Naturalization Act of 1790. It states as part of this. This is kind of weird because this is like over 100 years old. But it says the act provides that children born abroad with both parents as U.S. citizens shall be considered as natural born citizens. But it specifies that the right of citizenship does not descend to persons whose fathers have never been resident in the United States. Why is it the father and not the mother? That's interesting to me.
I mean, it goes back to the slave days, but
Oh yeah, because slavery was still around back then. Because there's a part about the act actually talks about free white persons of
Yeah.
good character.
oh, look at me, wholly unsurprised. Anyway, let
I like
me
that.
talk about. I gotta step away for a second.
Oh,
right,
what do you want
so-
to talk about, Blue?
So I did something that I haven't done in I don't even know how long. Shit, probably like a good fucking 20 years. I actually went and I rented some motherfucking DVDs.
Wait,
so I went down.
You went to the library, didn't you?
Yeah, I went down to my public library because I've been listening. I talked about this on a podcast. I've been listening to the audiobooks for The Neverending Story, so that's what I picked up. And the book, it basically covers Neverending Story 1 and 2, and you can't stream it online, Like I mean, you can stream it online, but it's like $3-4 to rent it, like on like Amazon, YouTube, whatever. And I looked up on public library, and they had a copy of it on DVD, and they had like 5 copies of each, and they were just sitting there. So I went down to the library today and actually went in to rent 2 fucking DVDs. I rented 2 fucking DVDs. I had to I googled to see if my PS5 could play DVDs. Like I
Are
wasn't
you
even sure I
serious?
could.
You're lying right now. I know
Dude,
you.
I am not lying.
You lying.
I was not
What-
sure that
what-
my 2018 console could play technology from 2002.
Wait, isn't the PS5 from 2020?
I can't remember what year it was made, but
Yeah, I was about to say didn't you have a Blu-ray player that was independent from your PS5, like a
No,
standalone Blu-ray? Who was that?
no,
Someone had one of those.
no, my first Blu-ray player was the PS2. That was a Blu-ray player, right? Or
I'm
the
talking
3?
I'm talking about recently, like in the last 4 years. Didn't you have like a Blu-ray, just a dedicated Blu-ray player?
Nope, it's always
No?
been a console.
Oh wow,
always
yeah,
had consoles.
yeah. Blu-ray players can also read DVDs, and it's rumored that they can, if you have an HD DVD, it can read those too. But I don't know if that's
Well, yeah.
true. I think that's not true.
Well, that's one of the research I stumbled across was that like the PS5 can play HD DVDs, or wait, or maybe it was HD Blu-rays I saw. But yeah, it's interesting because it's been a long time since I put a DVD inside of a PlayStation console, and I remember just always hating it. Like the control function of it like just doesn't feel right. Like you using your your gaming controller to control it just doesn't feel right
Oh,
versus
man.
having like a remote
Wait.
control, like an
Hold on.
actual
on.
like TV style remote control.
That's fucking hilarious. Hold on, I gotta find something. Keep going.
Okay, no, so
Here it is.
yeah, when I stuck the DVD in there, like it was actually it has
Oh,
PlayStation
fuck.
5. The PlayStation 5 have like a secret or like a cool screen that shows up when you're watching a DVD. Like it's not
I bet.
like just a regular like disc that just sits there. It actually has like some cool graphics that happens. But yeah, once the movie started playing, like I was trying to figure out how to like add subtitles because I can't. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just this generation or just people nowadays. But I can't watch a movie without subtitles on. But the DVD is like, I think it might be scratched, so I can't really. Like whenever I try to like choose a language, the DVD starts skipping. So I just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna watch it straight up."
What are you talking
So I gotta ask. He rented a DVD and didn't know if it was
Yeah,
playing his PS5.
I did something I haven't done in like probably like 20 years, and I rented 2 DVDs.
Oh, Never Ending Story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Isn't the Never Ending Story on Disney Plus?
Nope, it is not. It's not a Disney movie. It's
I know it's not a Disney
Warner
movie.
Brother.
Oh, it's a Warner Brothers movie.
It's Warner. I was gonna say it's not Fox. It's not in those other platforms. It's it's Warner Brothers.
I feel
But,
like it's all those fancy movies with them. But yeah, so before you go on, did your like players, your PS2, PS3 didn't have one of these?
Well,
It's this is for the original Xbox. This is a DVD controller.
the PlayStation did have a controller that you could buy
You could buy,
to be
yeah,
able to
because
control it.
PlayStation
Yeah,
has
I
always been gaming first and not like
Home
other
entertainment.
bullshit. Yeah.
But check this out. So the PS5 does have I think it's called like C2C, where basically you're like how when you turn on you can turn on your PlayStation and automatically turn on your TV. And there's a function it's called C2C, I believe. But I can actually control my PS5 with the remote control for my TV. So I'm actually able to like pause the movie, rewind, and stuff like that from my TV remote, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just interesting that I like Carlos, you weren't here. I had talked about how I had to Google to see if my PS5 can play DVD because I wasn't 100% sure it could do it or not.
Yeah, man, it's old tech.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so old. I wasn't sure it could do it. Like, I mean, when's the last time you bought a DVD?
I mean, I'll buy a Blu-ray, sir. First of all, I mean, like a DVD would look weird. It'd be like what 720 max on the screen.
Yeah, it's the video quality.
Probably like 480. Yeah.
Great. I mean, it still has like the widescreen. It has the boxes on the top and bottom, but Yeah,
So-
it's like watching the movie without glasses on.
So the Never Ending Story is streaming. However, you have to rent.
Yeah, you have to pay for it, but that's why I went
Yeah.
down to my local library and got it for free.
$3.99. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
$4. It's $4
Yeah,
on
for
all these
24
streaming
hours.
services.
I think it's either 24 or 48 hours you can rent it for.
I have no. Each one is different. I have no idea. You can buy it for $15. I
Yeah,
know
I
about
decided-
buying a digital copy.
I decided to support my local library, but
Yeah,
I just
it's good.
finished. I just
Support your
finished
local
the-
library
the-
by paying for actual taxes.
Yeah,
But no,
Or
so, like,
donate-
yeah, I
hey, you
just-
can donate too. I donate to my local library. So-
I donate every fucking month.
oh, right on. Yeah. So
No, I
literally
mean
took-
through my tax dollars. I want to be specific.
oh,
So-
I was about to say I took a box of DVDs and donated to my local library. I literally dumped it in their little drop box, filled that bitch up.
Was it all hentai?
one funny
No, I leave that to Prodigy. He can do that. That's all him.
another
I'm
funny
pretty sure
thing
he's
is
not
that
going to part with his Interspecies Reviewers DVD Blu-ray.
Sorry.
He's never getting rid of that.
Blue, go ahead.
with these DVDs, so you know how like there's usually artwork on one side to let you know like that's not the side you play, but like this one is I was like, wait, which side do I fucking play? Because it's reflective on both sides. I wasn't too fucking sure, but one side has the library's like signature on there, whatever not. But actually, I had to clean the disc too because it was dirty as fuck. It was. It might have had jizz on there or something, but I had to clean it. And I remember, dude, I'm
What
serious.
the
there was
fuck,
like,
bro?
there was like a watermark on there or some shit like that. Not like a watermark to keep you from like
A cum
bootlegging
stain?
it. Yeah.
Oh man! Oh
Somebody-
man!
Somebody
That's
added
terrible.
somebody added their own never ending story to the disc. But
Put the DNA on the disc.
Somebody added their
That's fucking
DNA.
terrible.
but
Hey.
no, like remember
Blue.
having it. Remember how like you
I
had to
got you
clean
right
a
here.
disc.
Look, I send these to you. These are DVD ripes.
Nah. No, so actually I used my eyeglass cleaner to clean the disc, but
yeah.
like just cleaning it made me think about like back in the day how like when you clean like your old PlayStation disc, how like you can't just go like back and forth. They had to like
Nope.
spin it to
Circle.
go with like the grind, so you don't end up like ruining like the I guess the coating that's on there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Pro
It-
tip: you
this-
can clean DVDs with Windex. It works. Done it.
So, hold on, Blue. Now I'm concerned. You said you cleaned it with your eyeglass cleaner thingy.
no, so I have a solution.
Oh.
Eyeglass
Oh, okay.
cleaner solution, and I used a microfiber cloth to clean it. I didn't
I was-
use like the
Well, you're about to say
one
he
of
had
these-
jizz in his glasses. You're
Yeah, I was
about
actually gonna say he's
Yeah.
gonna like. Dude, what, are those
I already
floaties that I'm
knew.
seeing, or
Yeah,
is that
like
just
this.
sperm?
Oh my god! I already knew. Oh my god. Oh,
why am I seeing DNA all of a sudden?
Oh man.
All these
Damn.
But I know,
squiggly
just-
lines.
Just the whole nostalgia of it was pretty cool. And like another thing I couldn't figure out was like I was like how like because on the PlayStation 5 menu I was like how can I eject a disc like from the menu like inside of the console, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, let me just see, because looking at the console you can't see the buttons. Like from where I'm looking right now, you can't see any fucking buttons. I had like use my
Yeah.
phone to like see where the ejection button was to be able to get the game out. And I
Hold,
was like, what
hold on,
game is
Blue. You
in
can't
there?
tell. There's one really big. There's one longer button and one shorter button. You can't tell what those are.
No, like it's
I
it's
can't
all-
either.
they're
I'm
all
just
black.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really dumb.
So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were trying to make a joke of their
No,
or
'cause-
like make you feel dumb or something.
No, I have the same exact fucking issue because like they don't shape them in the shape of the button, and it's all the same color, so you can't. This might be an old people thing, all right?
Yeah.
But I can't see. But also, I don't press the buttons very often. I use my controller to like turn it on and off. But when I have to eject something, sometimes, and I don't want to go through the menus, I have to like do the same thing that Blue's talking about. You use a fucking camera or my phone with a flashlight to see.
Yeah.
Because
Can you eject from within the? Oh, I guess you can.
Yeah, you
like,
can.
if you select the game. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. I was looking in
so
like the settings
supposed
and
to
whatever
say
that
that.
wasn't in there.
It should be on your UI, right? Where you go select the disc and it should say eject or something on your
Yeah.
UI.
Yeah, you select the game that's in there, and you can select to eject it. Now that I think about it, yeah. But I couldn't. I at the time I was like, how the fuck am I gonna get this game out of here? But no, overall, like throwing in the old DVD was a little bit nostalgia, and I'm like halfway through the movie. But yeah, it's just a little. It was a fun throwback to like, because it wasn't just putting it it wasn't just renting the DVD. It was also I had to clean it. Like it was like semi scratched too. So I'm like, and when I played it, when I put it in there, like certain part of the menus weren't available because the CD was scratched. So like I tried to like add subtitles. Chronos, you weren't here for that, but I tried to add subtitles, and so like you can't just add subtitles. Like you have to go into the top menu,
Yep.
go to language, and then but when
Yeah.
I went into language, it would just constantly just keep playing the music over and over and over again. So I actually couldn't get into it. I was like, I guess I'm not watching with subtitles on.
Yeah, because it's like, well, this is very strange. So the subtitle thing is sort of a new, I would say, like the past like decade. And I might be, I don't. There was like a couple of podcasts and like information on this, but I didn't like watch them. So like before, like 10 years ago, subtitles were like kind of rare. They existed, but most people didn't watch with them. Like if you grew up with anime, like us, like we did, we're used to subtitles. But now it's very common to have subtitles in the language that you're native to, which is kind of weird. I do the same thing, but the reason why I don't fucking know. Like I probably should watch the podcast and episodes, but I can watch some things without subtitles, just fine. But usually the subtitles just kind of stay on. I know right now, like where I live. Actually, no. For me, I guess I like having the volume at a certain level. Then my ex didn't. That's probably one of the reasons why I like kind of louder, even though my hearing's really good. But yeah, and like now, I would prefer to have something like louder. But I live in like a townhouse, and I don't want to disturb like the peace. So I'm looking forward to moving.
I don't know why I need subtitles on. Well, a lot of times like the action that's going on in the background is louder than the people are speaking. So a lot of time, not a lot of times, but some of the times you can't hear what the actors are saying. So
I think that's one
it's
of the
kind of
things.
good to have
Yeah,
on.
it depends on like your stereo setup. So I have like a THX like Dolby Atmos like 5.1 system. So like I can hear things just fine. But like for me, like the way I like having it up kind of loud to like listen to it, and like my ex didn't, but now she's not here, so yeah.
You know, it's funny. I actually have like 3D surround sound in my living room, and I haven't really used it just because we have a son. But I think next time we watch a movie,
Yeah,
I'm
turn
gonna
it
turn
on.
it on.
Yeah,
I'm
turn
gonna
it
turn it
on.
on for him. He's about to watch Inside Out like he's never watched it before.
Yeah.
That's his thing right now.
If yeah, it's like one of those things where I think having a good home stereo system is really good if you can afford one, like invest in it. Like it's nice. Like my system right now, like when things are moving around, like it's fucking moving around. And like I have a Denon receiver, and like I literally have to place like the microphone in like different places to like know like where people are sitting, and so like it adjusts to that automatically, and it's like it's really really fucking good. So if you can afford that, like just invest. Like don't get the fucking, if you get, like I said again, if you can afford it. I don't want to sound like some kind of crazy rich asshole that doesn't have common problems, but um, sound bars are just okay. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like a 5.1 system is like it's the shit, especially if you're like an audiophile or you're a cinemaphile or whatever. Like enjoy that experience, like the whole surround sound thing. Like the most sound bars just don't get you there.
Yeah, the setup I have a Vizio, and it has a sound bar, but it also has a subwoofer and two back back speakers, and they do a really good job for the,
Yeah.
and like when you set it up, it actually has microphones in it too, because it actually will, like, part of you setting it up, it actually will it'll run through a system check, and basically will check where the speakers are and like find out it will tune everything basically, which is pretty
Oh,
dope.
you have one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of those too, because like if things are fucked up, like you do a sound check, but it also tells you where to place, because you're supposed to sit in the middle, and it's supposed to project all sound. It tests each one. If it fucks up, it asks you, or if it doesn't detect one, it asks you like shit like that, and you can move it around for optimal sound. It's actually pretty cool.
And it's also wireless. Like the subwoofer and the rear speakers are totally separate from the main unit. So they have their own power supply. So I have to like plug them in or whatever. But yeah, there's been before my son was born, like there's been a couple movies where I'm like I cranked it up. It's like, okay, this is my own home theater system.
Mm.
Oh my god! So the original Infinity Base, I literally had soundproofing in the
That's
walls
right.
and stuff, just so like my neighbors wouldn't hear it as much. And yeah, I would
Right.
fucking blast shit all the time. And like my old houses, I would just blast shit. Cause yeah, I like loud music with like a lot of bass. So yeah,
Right on. Yeah, I forgot about that. I remember we all saw that. So the progression. It's always weird to me because like Facebook reminds me
yeah,
the stages of the original Infinity Base. I'm like, oh shit, I remember doing this shit.
yeah.
I remember, I
Today's
remember seeing this.
today 6 years ago, most of like the roofing went on, so the shingles, except for like the ridge vent, went
Mm,
on 6 years ago today.
damn.
So I think no matter where I move to, I'm going to put in another shed like that because the experience of like doing it and like being away from like the house, it was so fucking cool to like have that space. Like I really want it back.
I mean,
Yeah.
you literally built. I mean, it was the Infinity Base, but it was.
Y'all
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But it was literally your man cave to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's pretty dope is having like a separate, basically like your own office outside of your house because I mean I've like a lot of us work from home for like the last decades or so, and getting outside of your house to work, like sometimes like I would go to like the library to work or I'll go to like a coffee shop to work, but just getting out of your house gets you out of like not your comfort zone, but like because when you're at home, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick little 15-minute nap or something like that. I'm gonna go into the living room and watch a quick show or something like that. Like there's that temptation basically. But like if
Yeah.
you have like your own little man cave, like you're separated from the house, so like this is like you're in your workspace. Like you're not in your house, you're in your workspace. Or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, maybe, but I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not just you. Like having that actual workspace and like my space was
Mhm.
it was really really cool, and I want that. And don't get me wrong, like the room I'm in now is my room. Like this is my room. But having like my separate building where I could like, because like right now I can't blast fucking music in here. Even if I didn't have neighbors, like I still have Riley's right next door. I couldn't do that. But in like the old Infinity Base, yeah, it was like fucking midnight, 1 in the morning. I could still fucking blast music because I had soundproofing in the Infinity Base and um yeah, the shit was fucking great. And I had like lights in the fucking ceiling and shit that changed colors. It was I miss it.
Like a
Yeah.
rave
So
cave.
yeah,
That's
someday,
awesome.
someday.
Yeah, someday soon. There you go.
All right, should we wrap it up
Okay.
or anything else to go over?
Let me take a quick look. Oh, real quick. So I did something for the first time ever, literally yesterday. So I did acupuncture and cupping,
Oh yeah.
and I also
Oh
got a.
shit.
Sorry.
Something sounds wrong. Like,
Yeah, cupping sounds wrong. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
why does this sound wrong?
I know what it is, but it just sounds wrong when Twitter exists. So I'm
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I had a really great experience. So, yeah, I've been having problems with like my shoulder and my neck and like I'm fucked up like physically. Like I just kind of worked through it, but my shoulder were like my neck and my knee especially were like have been like pretty jacked for a while. So I decided to do something about it. A friend of mine that I do jujitsu with, she recommended a place to go to, and I did, and she did a great job. Like I just signed up for uh like a 75-minute service. I knew it was gonna be acupuncture and cupping, but I didn't know it was gonna be like massage as well, which is like it's a really holistic
oof.
approach to like get it all just like worked out all together. And it was great. Like if you're ever um hesitant to do acupuncture, I mean, like obviously find somebody reputable, but it doesn't really hurt. I mean, I had a couple of spicy like points, but or needles or whatever, but it wasn't that bad. Like it was just like it might have caused some like temporary pain for like a split second, but then it was fine. Like it was nowhere near as bad as like what you're probably thinking when it comes to like needles and stuff like that. It was very relaxing. The cupping thing was like it was pretty cool. So cupping for those are unfamiliar, it's when they like take like these suction cups, and they put them on various parts in your body and like sucks
Like
your
made out of
skin up.
glass, right?
Yeah, in a glass. There's a couple ways you can do it. One way is to like use an actual like vacuum thing and like suck the skin up into like
Mm.
the cup. But the way that most cupping places do it is that they use like heat to like create a vacuum, and they put like a glass like cup onto your skin and like raises your skin up into like the cup. So like basically pulls your skin fascia away from like your muscles and stuff to like pull like blood away. So now I have a bunch of like weird looking like
You look like patient zero.
yeah, I don't know if I can like. I probably can't even fucking see it. I'm trying to like show it. Yeah, I can't pull my shirt down enough, but I have like a bunch of like cupping marks on my body. Looks like a octopus attacked me. But
Yeah, I was about to say, did you see like the directly after the procedure is done? 'Cause I've seen people with that shit, and it looks like they fucking have like some kind of disease, and it's fucking almost terrifying.
I mean, it's not terrifying, but yeah, you can definitely see like where the cupping marks. So I took some pictures of my back, and you can see like the cupping marks. I don't bruise easily, but you can still see like where they were. And what's really cool is like at some points, like she would use the cup and like move it around like my skin, so you get like it feel like sucking up my skin and stuff, and it was quite relaxing. And the acupuncture thing was great, and the also the massage thrown in too was really good. So yeah, honestly, it was a great experience, and I'm trying to do. It's weird being single, especially for like this long. Um, is I basically have to take myself on fucking dates, like by myself to like do stuff for myself. And
Self healing.
yeah, so like this is gonna be part of that. Like I think I'm gonna throw this into like my monthly thing.
Okay.
Because I already do like physical therapy and other things, for like self care or whatever. And this is I already scheduled another session for like next month. So
Dude, I wonder what would happen if you did acupuncture. Wait, okay, let's see. What order should this go in? So let's say you get acupuncture and then cupping, and you get a no. Let's start with massage. You get a massage, and then acupuncture, then cupping, and then you get into then you take ayahuasca, and then you go into a fucking float tank on No Nut November. Like,
so you wouldn't want to go into a float tank after cupping. So I was gonna go to a float tank.
oh yeah, I guess yeah.
I was thinking about
that
doing
would,
it like
that would be good.
today, but apparently you shouldn't go into like a warm bath a day after, 24 hours after you get cupping, because your pores are open, like wherever they have
Yeah.
it. So I need to like call a place to like hopefully get something done on Friday, because tomorrow I have physical therapy. Yeah.
I'm assuming that if this was to work out, you would probably transcend all humanity. Like you would be like in another whole fucking dimension. Like you would just leave your body behind at
Yeah.
this point. You'd be so fucking out there. It would be a fucking trip. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I applaud you for doing like these open-minded things. Cause I still want to float. Like
You still haven't
when I was in
gone?
Japan, no, I haven't gone. And the Swedish wants to go too. But like when I was in Japan, I did acupuncture, which is really good. I've never done cupping, but the Swedish birthday is coming up, and we're gonna go to we're trying to go to that place in Palo Alto to get massages again.
Awesome.
That one cool place. But
Yeah, I'm afraid to float because I feel like if I float, I might shit myself.
You're not gonna shoot yourself. You know how to go to sleep, right? Do you shoot yourself in your sleep? Or just lay
No
down?
comment.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Yeah, I need to go back within the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna go on another float. I haven't been since I've moved down here, and it honestly, I love floating because it's the highest that I've been without drugs, which is great. So
I was like, hey, did he mean it when he said it? Oh yeah, he did.
yeah, no, it was without drugs. Not that I do like a bunch
Yeah,
of drugs,
okay.
but I'm just saying the shit was great.
That's-
And there's a
that's
place
cool.
there's a place down here that has like really nice float tanks that I'm trying to go to for pretty cheap. So yeah.
Right on. It's fun. Every time you guys talk, specifically you, Cronus, when you talk about floating, I keep thinking of Stranger Things. When they
Yeah, that's
floated,
what it is. Yeah.
When they floated 11, but they did it in like a bathtub, and it kind of worked. And they did it in that big ass tank, the big black one. Where they did that shit. And they filled hella salt in that shit.
So they're
Like, what
supposed to
the
be. So
fuck?
like in a typical float tank, there's like 1,000 pounds of salt in there because that's some. You have to be able to like actually float because like so in normal water, even in like the ocean, I'll sink because I have like a dense body, I guess. But in a float tank, like you just float there, and it's like it's the same temperature as your skin, and after a while, like you don't feel anything. Like like you
So
the,
yeah.
the
So
last thing to go is like is like hearing your heartbeat, and once you don't hear your heartbeat anymore, even obviously it's still fucking beating, but
then you
um
shit yourself.
no, you
That's what
don't
I'm
shit yourself. Why are
saying.
you doing the
So,
whole shitting yourself thing?
Because it feels like
so,
you reach so relaxed that you lose control of everything. You
No,
shit
so
yourself.
float tank, uh, a float tank is 25 to 30% Epsom salt to
yeah,
the water mixture, the weight of water,
yeah. So
meaning that every 100 liter of water is 25 to 30 kilograms of Epsom salt.
yeah, so you will float.
You float too?
And then maybe shit yourself too.
No, I don't know why you're doing this, but yeah, we're not. You're definitely not going to shit yourself. If somebody shit themselves
For the,
in a float tank, I'll be very concerned. Even though it's so like so like
I didn't even ask you if you're like sick or anything.
they do, yeah, yeah. Obviously, don't go in if you're sick, but every time you float in a float tank, after you're done, even before you go, like the whole system is flushed out and it goes through like a whole bunch of filtration systems, like UV systems, actual like physical filtration systems, and like a whole bunch of other ones. So like the water that you're sitting in is clean. So yeah.
Also, the last person that was in there floating, I'm not floating there, float.
No, no, it's all that shit is like, hermetically cleaned before you get back in there. So yeah, it's shit's great.
But then also, like, I don't think would bacteria like be able to survive in that environment because
No,
it's
it will not.
pretty fucking salty.
Yeah, it's way too salty for bacteria. And
But you
the
could
filtration
brine a
gets rid of
turkey in there,
viruses. So
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I said you could probably brine a turkey in there.
Yeah, actually, you could, but it's Epsom salt, so you definitely probably shouldn't. That'd be pretty gross.
yeah, I'm all.
Yeah.
You eating Epsom salt out
Yeah,
there?
that would be the saltiest fucking turkey ever.
It's almost turkey season, so we'll be talking about it.
It'd
Oh,
be it'd be salty like
Yeah.
Kamala Harris's campaign team right now.
Ooh.
damn.
Epsom
All
salt
right.
versus-
Should we wrap it up? Should we end
Ye-
on that note?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to have kids anymore, you can wrap it up. I'm just saying.
Or you
Or-
can go. What's it? You can go seedless, as Project did. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
I prefer the government ban that too.
yeah,
They might.
you're right about
I mean, they
that.
probably vote for brown
God.
folks. Yeah.
I wanted to bring up that shit about Texas.
Shit.
They're gonna force sterilize us, but everybody
Oh
else.
shit.
Uh,
All right.
I was hoping that we can talk
What
about
island
that
is
stuff
it
that's
again?
happening in Texas about the whole
Shit.
basically banning porn.
Yeah, they banned Pornhub.
Oh, there it is.
What is he doing?
I don't know what
Well,
he's just
this
walking
is for-
around, fucking being.
I am. No, this is for my outro. I forgot something.
Got to grab a
but
book.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Chronos, what you got populating, calculating this weekend till next episode?
So this weekend, I don't. So I wasn't expect. So I like we alternate weekends for Riley, and this weekend I didn't know if I was gonna have her or not, but I am. So, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do this weekend with her. I'll do something cool. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm going back to jiu-jitsu on Friday, and I need to start practicing for my brown belt test that's coming up in December. So yeah, that'll be kind of a lot. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Onin, you ran away to go grab something. What you got going on?
So for me this weekend, I didn't see Venom yet because there was a little wrinkle, but I guess we're gonna see Venom 3 or whatever in the next by Monday or something. I'm not really looking forward to it. Instead, I saw The Substance. So if you're if you're a fan of this movie called The Reanimator, if you're a fan of like pop stars or whatnot, this movie's for you because it's a pretty fucked up psychological movie. It's actually kind of like a monster movie at one point. It's pretty fucked up, but it's actually really good. It has Demi Moore, and this other actress, I don't remember. She's like kind of new to me, but it was actually it's pretty good. Oh, and Dennis Quaid did it. So it's basically about an actress who's like elderly or not elderly, but she's getting older, and they tell her like you kind of lost your luster. They want someone younger and hotter. So she finds somebody gives her this like serum. It's called the Substance. It basically makes a younger, hotter, perfect version of her, and like the way that happens is pretty fucked up. It's kind of gross, but it's cool, and then like shit goes downhill very quickly. So
Is it
yeah.
nut?
It kind of looks like that, but it actually looks like the reanimated shit. But the shit they have to do to maintain herself, that looks like that.
It's all baby blood.
I've been watching was it Lower Decks because it's their final season, so I've been keeping up. The Penguin ended, so I'm gonna finish the rest of that because I stopped halfway. Apparently, the end episode was very shocking because all of
everybody keeps telling me to watch that. I'm like,
yeah, me too.
I don't fucking care.
I mean, I've seen the first 4 episodes. It's actually pretty good.
I watched part of the first one.
Okay.
Even Zor told me like, yeah, dude, you need to watch the Penguin. Like, it's good. He's like, you're a Batman fan, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need to watch Penguin. I'm like, dude, you're not even a Batman fan. Like, are you telling me this? I'm like, all right.
So it's weird because the way Penguin's set up, it's set up like a mafia movie. Like it's legit.
The way it should be.
Mafia. Yeah, it's literally a mafia series. So it's like, oh, so that's what kept me engaged. So that's why I kept watching. And then like an element is introduced. Well, basically Sofia Coppola, who is an unstable element, is introduced to the mix. So you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and it's still great. So that's been cool. As I wait for Monster Hunter Wilds, I've been playing Monster Hunter World. It's still been pretty cool. Tomorrow is the first update, or actually tomorrow is the big update for Black Ops 6. So tomorrow is Warzone and the Battle Pass starts, and all this other weird shit's going to go down. I'm looking forward to that. I'm probably not going to be able to play it tomorrow night, but I know B-Boy and Domino. Well, actually, no, I don't think Domino's playing, but a couple other players are playing it. We're looking forward to the new season, first season, which starts tomorrow. Today, I went and picked this up.
Yes!
Via Ario, I picked up Dungeon Crawler Carl. So awesome. I bought this today, and it's a hardcover too. This is a hardcover for this.
Oh, nice.
Just got this like a couple of hours ago. So this is when I went to go get it. There's only 2 copies left. This is one of the 2.
Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck, I'm picking this up. I want to read this shit." It looked fucking crazy. This is how long is this? Oh, it's only 400 pages. That's not that.
Yeah, it's not long. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to reading this. Yeah, actually, I might read. So I never read Ready Player 2, and I still haven't. The hardcover.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
I never watched it. Yeah, it's been a while. We all got it day one. I got it when you 2 got it, but I might read that before I read this. I might read them simultaneously. I don't know yet, but I'm probably gonna start rereading. What else was there? I think that was kind of it for me.
Library.
So you know what's hilarious is like I literally have the same book you're holding in your hand, or you were.
Yeah. So you taking pictures of it, right? Do you take pictures of some stuff in there?
Yeah. So like, I'm still reading. I already read I'm caught up. I'm on book 6. Book 7 just dropped the other day, but I'm waiting for the audiobook to come out. But I'm rereading book 1. And at night when Riley's here, like we read books like for the last 20 minutes before she goes to bed. And I was just reading that book tonight. So
yeah, I just literally picked this up. I picked this up like an hour before the podcast. I'm like, I really want to get this.
You are not prepared on how dank this fucking book is. This book,
I'm ready. My body's ready.
I can't fucking stand cats, and this book made me care about a cat.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
So for I know that statement is more than true for Cronus. For those of you who don't know about him not standing cat, he has like a story that I've heard numerous times. I've heard every Pinhead event. He tells the story about why he doesn't like cats, and it's still funny to me every single time. And he didn't play Monster Hunter World, or he disliked it number 1 because it has fucking cats in it.
Fuck them.
Wait, so this is funny. So Cronus and my wife have the same reasoning for not liking fucking cats, and
it's the same family.
Same fucking family.
That's hilarious. Oh my god!
Like it like dawned on me right now. It's like, oh, that's right. Cronus doesn't like cats because of such and such. And
I didn't know that she had the same experience with this fucking asshole cat. So yeah, changing lives.
Yeah, the cat. Cats are dicks.
hmm
Is that it for you?
Yeah, that's it for me.
For myself, the sweets and I we're gonna go on a nice date night on Saturday.
Nice.
We're not gonna go out for dinner. We're just going out for drinks. We're gonna hit up Mad Oaks in Oakland, which is like a really just laid back, just really cool little beer garden dive bar. No, it's not a dive bar because it's clean. It's clean. Um, but we got that going on. I had an appointment today for my eye, and the doctor said everything's looking good. She wanted to put me back on steroids just because I still have a little bit of swelling going on.
Okay.
So my eye's gonna be jacked.
Get some steroids and start
No.
lifting, bro. Just saying.
I should. Like I mentioned earlier, like I just finished reading the Neverending Story, so I wanted to go back and watch the movies again.
How do you
So
finish something that
watch-
never ends?
I don't know.
But,
I guess that's why I'm reading it again. I'm
yeah.
following up on what I watched before. I just Three Body Problem is available through the library through their like audio streaming service. It's through Hoopla, and I finally got access to it. Like
Great book.
there was like I was literally like 110 in line,
Wow.
and so I'm finally getting like literally the show was on Netflix, and that's when I went. Or Cronus was talking about the book, and I was like, oh, let me see if like the library has it, and I was like, oh, they do have it, so let me put my name on the list. So now I finally got it. Like I literally got it today. So now that I finished Neverending Story, I'm gonna start listening to that. And I'm actually on the list for Carl's Dungeon Crawl. Is that what it's called, right?
Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dungeon Crawl.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are good. I'm so looking forward to like us talking about it in the podcast.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
I'm probably gonna make this priority because I just bought it. I'm probably gonna start reading it this weekend. This looks fucking cool.
For that book, I'm actually gonna just go ahead because I have like 3 credits for Amazon for audiobooks. I'm just gonna get Dungeon
It is
Crawl.
fantastic on Audible because the narrator is like one of the best narrators for books.
Yeah.
Wait,
I-
is it Will Wheaton?
No, I forget.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forget his name, but he's really good.
Okay, right on. Oh, I wonder if it's fuck the dude we met, the Kevin.
No.
No, not him. No, okay. You know what I'm talking about, right? The guy from,
I'll tell you in like.
Underworld.
Give me 15 seconds.
All right.
But yeah, it's funny because I was thinking like, there's like, I'm thinking about like books I would have in, like my own personal library, and I would say like Ready Player 1 and 2 would be on there. The Harry Potter books would be on there because like those were fantastic books. Neverending Story would be on that list too, just because it was a fun book. I wouldn't choose anything like I read in like high school and stuff like that, just because I was kind of forced to read them. But I actually want to go back and actually listen to some of the audiobooks that like books I read in high school, like To Kill a Mockingbird, like One
Yeah.
Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest, like all the stories we were
Those
forced to read.
Classics,
Yeah, all
man.
the old classics. I think the next one I would want to listen to is Lord of the Flies, because I remember reading that book in high school, thinking like, "Yo, this book is fucking crazy." Because then we turned around and watched the movie. No, I think that might be. I might throw it out on the list for the podcast this week is finding out what books are in your library. Like, what are your books that you like to have in your library?
Yeah, I need to do like a. I think we should do like a reading club because honestly,
I wanna do
we
that
all
too.
go through like a lot of books.
We keep saying that.
Keeps talking
So,
about it. Yeah.
hold on. No, so I was gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna wait. I gotta wait till December. But I have a big announcement. It's podcast related. I'm gonna wait till December, and I'll wait for Project to be back. And we're gonna do. I'm probably gonna do it early on, and it'll tie into the book club and or your book club you want to start and everything else. It's gonna be huge, and it's gonna be great, and it will coincide with our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, Ninja's writing a book.
Well-
So sorry.
Maybe.
The narrator for Dungeon Crawler Carl is Jeff Hayes, and he is one of the best in the industry.
Why do I know that name? Is he an actor?
He's a voice actor. It's like he's really good.
Okay.
There's actually something I've been wanting to bring up on the podcast regarding like reading and stuff like that. Like I'll talk about it later, but there's definitely something I want to bring up about it. And like
Okay.
once I say it, it's like, okay, that makes fucking sense. But
Yeah,
I was-
same here.
I was- like in the book for
saving
the
it.
Neverending Story, the narrator would say something like, "Oh, like Atrejo or Bastion buried a sword in the ground, and it wasn't found for like thousands of years." But that's another story for another time. Like, there's a lot of stories that they won't go into. They'll just say like, "That's a story for another time." And it
Mhm.
kind of pisses me off because it's like, you guys can just like get a little clip note or something in it, but they
Yeah.
just end it off like that. But no, yeah, there's something I've been wanting to bring up, but I just haven't had the chance to bring it up. But yeah. Other than that, okay, I'm gonna take us out of here.
All right, you just experienced Black and Back Times Infinity.
Infinity.
Podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with Beads and BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you consume your podcast or listen to them, just know every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific ish time, we go live on YouTube and simultaneously on Twitch. You can check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/BTI. Email us at beatandbti@gmail.com. We also have a Discord server. Email us, let us know you want to join. We can find us on socials with Beat and BTI. I think that's it.
All right. We are out of this bitch.
Deuces.
Peace. As I slowly